because I
If I were to meet you on the street and I only knew you from Benson and your television work, what would I be most surprised to find out?
I'm not sure, Scott. You might be surprised to find out that I consider myself a student of politics to some degree. I like to keep up with politics to some degree, and you might be surprised to find out that I'm a bit of a curmudgeon in that regard, and that I have strong opinions about America and strong opinions about black people in America and that sort of thing.
Would Robert Guillaume make a good political commentator?
I'm not sure I could keep my personal prejudices and animosities out of it. I'm not sure I could do that successfully.
You know, Mr. Guillaume, I know the obvious question now that's floating around for the listeners, for me, after saying that. We now have the first African-American president, and he's taken several shots. I feel some that have been unjust, several that have been unjust. As a man who really kind of changed the face of how African Americans were viewed on television back in the 1970s, and as a student of politics, and has strong opinions, what are your feelings on Barack Obama as a president and the way he's been treated?
I think, first of all, whatever has happened in his regard is there are precedents for it. I don't know that any politician who aspires to be the head of the free world when you take the job as president of the United States, I don't know that any politician has been treated any worse or better than he. I think that once the idea wore off of the first black president, I think his detractors quickly got used to that notion and said, there'll be no free ride here. And I think he understands that. And I'm not sure that he has suffered any more than other aspirants to that office. I'm sure that much of it has been racial, but that in itself has just been a component of his race.
What do you think of the job he's done in the last 3 years?
I've been happy with it for the most part.
Final question on politics. What do you make of the whole birther scandal that went on and on and on?
Well, I think that was the racist component of the country trying to express itself.
Do you think he'll win re-election?
I think he will. I don't think that the Republicans can mount a candidate who is more attractive than Obama. Because after all, I think if you're going to have the first black president, I would rather he be, just as Obama is, an extraordinarily intellectual man trying to make his way through a very, very dense forest of people who want him to be this and people who want him to be that and expect that he's going to solve some of the problems of this country. I had always said that if we think that racism is alive and well prior to a black president, wait till you have a black president and you will really see racism.
What's the biggest aspect of that you've seen in the last 3 years?
Biggest aspect of what?
Of racism since we've elected a African American president.
Well, I think they sort of nitpick with him. He can't do anything right. And it is, I think our country is the worst for it. It has always been a stumbling block in this society. And it was not realistic to think that it was going to evaporate because we had a black president.